All right. Welcome, everybody, to Power Over Panic, our nervous system reset. Wherever you are, no matter why you're here, I would just first of all want you to know we all have stuff, right? We all have um, most of us are pretty stressed out. Our nervous systems are pretty stressed out. And so it's not uncommon to be like, I don't know what to do next, or to feel that overwhelmed. And so if you're here for any of those reasons, I'm so glad that you're here. Hopefully you want to feel better, think clear, and handle life with more ease. Maybe you want to feel more in control of your emotions and actions and not feel overwhelmed by them. You might be tired, stressed, anxious, or just trying to get through the day without burning out. And so, again, you're not alone. You're in the right place. And this is where we're going to give you some simple, practical toolkits that you can start using right away to reduce stress, support your body, and feel more grounded in your everyday life. So Let's see. Okay, so why nervous system regulation matters and what does that actually kind of mean, right? So our emotions are closely linked to our physical bodies. Um, if you've ever felt your stomach churn from anxiety or your heart beat faster with worry or fear, then you know that this is true, right? That our emotions are linked to our physical body. And this is because the central nervous system, that's our body's command center, and it actually controls our stress responses, our mood, our digestion, the immune health, and your energy. So all of that is controlled in part by the central nervous system or by the central nervous system. So at any given time, we will be in one of three phases for our nervous system. The ventral phase, which is the right amount of energy. So we're feeling calm, we're feeling grounded, we're able to give and receive connection with others. Sometimes we say, oh, I'm just feeling chill, or I'm just feeling like really at peace with things, right? And this is the goal. The sympathetic or nervous system might be that you have too much energy. So you might feel hyperactive or frustrated, angry, maybe yelling or anxious, panicking, and defensive. Some of you might be like, yep, that's me today, or it's me right now. And if so, you're in the right place, I'll tell you. And then the dorsal or the drained or zero energy system or feeling. And so then that's when we feel shut down, closed off, depressed, zoned out, numbed, hopeless, and sluggish. So when our nervous system is dysregulated, it gets stuck in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Okay. And this can look like racing thoughts, tension or tightness in the body, digestive issues, like just things just aren't settling well. And it might not be that you feel like you have the flu, but you're just uncomfortable a lot. Depression or anxiety. I know you guys, I meet people every day that they're just feel this low level, for the most part, sometimes more, feeling of anxiety and just nervousness and just dis-ease, right? We can't settle. Maybe it's trouble sleeping or feeling numb or detached. And I know a lot of people that are just kind of like, I just don't feel anything, right? We're not recognizing or even tuned into our feelings. So our goal is to spend as much time as possible in the calm or ventral energy, but past trauma and pain can hijack the system and send us down a spiral. And again, probably you've experienced that before. So the goal is to support the parasympathetic side of things, that rest and digest system. And we do that with intentional habits, supplements, and true self-care that transform our whole selves, including our mind, our body, and our spirit. And I think it's really important to remember we're not broken, even when we feel we're living in this angst or just this dis-ease. We're not broken. We're just in survival mode. And most of us need to move back out of survival mode and back into just that rest and digest, right? So things that dysregulate our nervous system, um, it's important to understand what throws us off, and that helps us know how to get back on track. So can't really see. There we go. Um, So chronic stress. This is one of the things that dysregulates us, right? So when your body stays in a fight or flight state for too long, it stops knowing how to relax. So if you've ever felt like I feel calm, but I can't just like veg out. I don't have, that. Sometimes it's like my mind might be like, oh yeah, I'm so chill, but my body's like, go, 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 right? And we just can't relax. This constant state of on alert actually drains our energy. It disrupts our sleep and digestion and hormones, and it keeps your nervous system on edge. So chronic stress does that. Highly or processed foods and blood sugar spikes. So highly processed foods and sugary snacks can cause quick blood sugar highs and crashes. This creates a roller coaster of energy, mood swings, and stress signals that make it harder for your nervous system to feel balanced. There's more and more, I see more and more information on blood sugar, right? It used to be kind of like that was for the diabetics or people who, were maybe pre-diabetic and had to really watch it. But all of us really need to watch our blood sugar and be aware of those spikes, because when you spike, that also oftentimes will spike your cortisol, which is your stress hormone, right? And so ideally we're going to keep things more on an even keel. So dehydration and mineral loss. Our nervous system needs water and key minerals like magnesium, sodium, and potassium to function properly. And when you're dehydrated or lacking these minerals, which is often from too much coffee, stress, or a poor diet, our body can feel anxious, jittery, or foggy. Another thing that dysregulates the nervous system is a lack of safety in routine or environment. So our nervous system is constantly scanning for our safety. If your daily life feels unpredictable, overwhelming, or emotionally unsafe, even in subtle ways, it can keep you in a constant low-grade state of stress. So think about, our nervous system was created for that fight flight, right? If our brain senses that we are not safe, that a threat is coming, then our nervous system was created to flee, right? To run. And so trauma and all those things that, food and trauma and blood sugar spikes and just, that just general sense of dis-ease can really cause our nervous system to feel like it's got to go. I'm always on alert. I'm on alert. I can't rest. I can't, just settle. Another thing is emotional trauma. So unprocessed emotional pain, even from years ago, can live in the body and impact how your nervous system reacts to everyday situations. And this can lead to overreaction, shutdowns, or feeling stuck in patterns that don't serve you. So maybe you're like, you think you've moved past things, but then you hear your mother or your father come out of your mouth, right? You're like, oh, what did I just do? Or you react to something that like you would have 10 years ago. And so that could be some of that unprocessed emotional pain. So I really want you to think about, like where do you feel where do you most relate to what state? Are you feeling calm and relaxed? Maybe you're living more in that ventral, right amount of energy state, or maybe you're thinking, oh no, I'm pretty much in that sympathetic, too much energy, hyperactive, frustrated, angry, yelling, anxious, panicky, defensive state. That might be you, or the dorsal, where you're just drained, zero energy, where you feel shut down, closed off, depressed, zoned out, numbed, hopeless, and sluggish. So I want you just to think about what state are you in right now, first of all, or what state do you like most recognize yourself in? And I think it's important to be honest with this and even just jot a note. I'm feeling relaxed. I'm feeling stressed and anxious. I'm feeling nothing, right? I'm just kind of shut down. And then how does it feel emotionally and physically to be in the phase that you're in? And then also think about the other phases. How would it feel to be in that calm phase? Or how does it feel when you're in that zoned out, I got nothing left phase? Because I think that it's easy for all of us to go through all of those phases. Ideally, we want to get to the calm, collected, I feel grounded. I can, receive connection or feel connected with other people. We want to get to that phase. But if you're not there, it's okay, right? You're still in the right place, and you can work your way into that connected phase. And sometimes it's just by simple steps that you can do each day. And sometimes you'll go in and out of those phases too. So again, it's progress, not perfection. Okay. All right. So foods that regulate the nervous system. So what you eat directly impacts how calm and balanced you feel. Your blood sugar balance equals nervous system safety. So when your blood sugar is stable, your body feels safe. And that means fewer mood swings, less anxiety, and more energy. So to get that to that more stable feeling, we need to eat protein, healthy fats, and fiber. And I've read a lot of different things of, some people say, oh, eat those things every 3 to 4 hours to avoid crashes. Other people say, well, when maybe you should intermittent fast for a while. And then when you open your eating window, then you want to focus on your protein, your healthy fats, and your fiber. Okay. So wherever you're at in that is what you need to do. And just be aware that, sometimes if you have be aware of how your body feels when you eat, because oftentimes, we're not paying attention to how our body feels. And, we just keep moving on. But if you start really paying attention that, oh, when I eat protein, I just feel more steady and stable. And I don't have these mood swings and kind of wild feelings, then protein is what you need, right? And there are some days that when I eat, I do a lot of intermittent fasting, but if I can tell even in the morning sometimes when I'm not in my eating window, they're like, nope, I need to eat now. Okay. And so I think we have to really tune into our body, and our blood sugar is helps regulate that, and eat appropriately for that time. Okay. So top nutrients for nervous system support. First thing is magnesium. This actually helps to calm the body, reduce tension, and support deep sleep. Magnesium is found in mineral essence, leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, and dark chocolate. Um, for more magnesium, you could try our super magnesium supplement. Are you guys hearing feedback? I tried to scan through this, but it looked like everybody was. Now I can't find the participants. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. So try our super magnesium supplement. That's such an easy supplement to take. It's just a capsule and super easy to take, and you will notice a difference. Soaking in baths or a foot bath with Epsom salts or magnesium flakes and oils is another great option to increase your magnesium in your body. Omega-3s, that's the next thing. So omega-3s help reduce inflammation and support brain and nerve health. We get them from chia seeds, walnuts, flax, and wild-caught fish. You can grab our green omega-3s for a supplement option. So again, if you're not eating a lot of fish or flax, our green omegas is a great option. And then we need B vitamins. These are crucial for energy, mood, and nervous system repair. They're found in eggs, meat, lentils, and nutritional yeast. I like to, I sprinkle nutritional yeast a lot on our popcorn when we make homemade popcorn, right? So it's just gives me extra B vitamins. We also love Super B for a B complex vitamin, which is again a tablet that you can take. Super easy to get them into your body. And then we need trace minerals. How many of you just drink water, but you think, I'm still thirsty? I don't know what's going on. So trace minerals, they help support hydration, nerve signaling, and hormone balance. So you want to look for things like unrefined salt. The Redmond's, I was going to say Redmond's salt is probably one of the best options you can get. Ningxia Red, and mineral rich supplements like mineral essence. We also have those vitality drops with electrolytes as another option for adding to your water, because then your body actually uses the electrolytes to help you absorb the water. So this is, again, it's one of those newer concepts to me that I was always like, what do you mean I drink water, so I should be fine? But I've noticed since I've started taking Mineral Essence every day, my body craves that. And when I don't take it, I can tell. And, I feel hydrated better than I did before. So here you can take a picture of this slide if you'd like. This is some nervous system regulation friendly snack list. So think about, again, instead of eating processed foods or grabbing the cookie or the chips or the things that are really easy, or even instead of just grabbing an apple, right? Do an apple slice and almond butter, because then you're getting your protein and some healthy fat in there too. Hard-boiled eggs and plus an avocado, couple slices, great protein and healthy fat. Greek yogurt, chia seeds, and berries. So if you notice, you're combining some of these and not just giving your body protein or just giving your body the fat. Hummus and carrots or bell pepper strips is a great snack. Trail mix with raw nuts, seeds, and a few dried berries. So skip the sugary mixes and make your own, okay? And if you can find raw nuts, that's even better than the process that most of us are used to eating. Cottage cheese and cucumber slices or cherry tomatoes. Oatmeal energy bites. So again, you can make these your own on your own if you choose. Again, it's going to be better than the store-bought, but don't be like, oh, I can't eat those because I don't have time to make those. Then if you have to buy a bag of something, look for the bags that have the least amount of ingredients in them beyond oats, nut butter, flax, honey, dark chocolate chips, let's say. Okay. It might be peanut butter and, well, I guess nut butter. Brown rice cakes and a smashed avocado with sea salt. Turkey or chicken roll-ups with a slice of cheese or cucumber. Smoothie with protein powder, banana, greens, and nut butter. Chia seeds or chia pudding made with coconut milk and topped with fruit. Or Ningxia red and a hard-boiled egg or a handful of mixed nuts for a blood sugar boost. Okay, so great. Those are all just some great options. And again, think about what you're eating. Okay, when you go to grab something, and if you have those things ready beforehand, you are going to feel a lot better, and it's going to be easier to grab things. I think I'm losing something on this slide. I don't know what happened here. But hydration, let's talk about hydration. Hydration means that we're grounded, okay? And our body will feel better and feel calm. Our body can't stay calm or respond to stressors if it's running on empty. So dehydration actually heightens anxiety, and even mild dehydration can make you feel more tense, irritable, or foggy. Again, we know that drinking water is good for us, but we often miss the crucial thing that water should be giving us, which is minerals. So minerals help your body actually use the water that you drink. Think of them as hydration activators. So practical tips, you can add minerals to your water. You can use high quality salt, mineral essence drops, or a mix of the two. Again, we have those vitality drops as well. You can do coconut oil, or coconut water, sorry. You can opt for a healthy coconut water on its own or mix it with plain water. And here's something I just learned is that coconut water should actually be pink. So if it's like clear or white, it's actually a sign that it's been overly processed and it lacks the antioxidants that you want. So I do not have a brand for that. We just found some coconut water again in our cupboard, and I'll have to ask Kirk what color it was because I don't know when he drank it. Here's a great morning habit is you can warm some lemon water so water with either a drop or two of lemon or, squeeze some lemon in it. Plus a dropper of mineral essence or just a little pinch of salt of that good Redmond salt or Celtic salt. This is a simple way to nourish your immune system before the day begins. And bonus points for sipping your water while you read, journal, or meditate in a quiet environment. So when you get up in the morning, don't jump right into things. Give your body time to wake up and to adjust and to start the day grounded right away, instead of, going to your phone or other things. Okay, you could also try an adrenal cocktail. So this is mixing 4 ounces of Ningxia Red with, excuse me, with some coconut water, a half a teaspoon of golden turmeric, and a squeeze of lime juice, and a dropper full of mineral essence. Okay, so that would be another great option, a great way to start the day and really support your adrenals. Here's something else that I've been confronted with. I think I heard it before, and then I've heard it so many times recently. I'm like, oh, okay, I need to do this. Ideally, we need to refrain from coffee for 1 to 2 hours, 1 hour minimum to 2 hours after waking. Okay. So when we wake up, our cortisol levels are at their highest and continue to rise and peak for about 30 to 45 minutes. So if you drink your coffee when your cortisol levels are at their highest, so as soon as you wake up, you're drinking coffee, it can actually cause increased levels of cortisol, triggering more stress in our bodies. And I have been really, well, I've been getting up earlier than my husband recently, and so I'll get up and I'll do my devotion, and it's a habit, right? I got up before, and I'd make the coffee, and I'd drink the coffee while I'm doing my devotions, and it just felt all warm and snuggly, and everything was great. Well, since when he sleeps in, I don't make the coffee yet, and so I get up and I get my water and maybe do a little squirt of something in it. Um, and then I do my devotions, and I'm allowing my body to wake up and my cortisol levels to work their way down. And then, maybe half hour, 45 minutes later, I start the coffee because I know or when he gets up, I start the coffee, right? And so I'm postponing my coffee, which I miss in a way, but I've noticed that my body, I actually feel more awake in the afternoons, and I just feel calmer to start the day. Okay. Another big tip of starting your day, well, and I'll get to this, I think, on the next slide, so I'll hold off on that. But we want to start our day grounded instead of reaching for stress, okay, which is oftentimes when we're jumping right into the day, that can happen. Okay. So daily nervous system reset practices. So these are some things. Our nervous system craves rhythm, not chaos, right? So let's create some daily rhythms that can reset your nervous system and bring you a sense of calm. And these are quick tools you can use anytime, anywhere. And this is one of those things I was talking about. My part of my system is I get up in the morning and I sit down and I do my devotions, right? So I'm starting my day, and my body just kind of knows that we're easing gradually into the day instead of going 100 miles an hour. So first thing to do, and actually I can't see, but maybe you guys can put a 1 or a 2 in your 1 in the chat. How many of you wake up in the morning and you grab your phone and you start scrolling or answering messages or whatever first thing in the morning? Anybody? Like, because we all sleep by it, right? Or a lot of people sleep by their phone, have their phone next to them, because it's our alarm clock, right? We don't want another alarm clock, another thing on our end table, so we have our phone there. But when we grab it first thing and we're starting to scroll, so the better technique, and thank you for being honest there, ladies. The better thing to do is to delay looking at your screen. And so even if you're using it as an alarm clock, shut it off and don't look at it again. Okay. Avoid checking your phone or computer first thing in the morning. The blue light and instant flood of information can trigger a spike in cortisol, keeping your brain in a high alert state and disrupting natural brainwave patterns like your alpha waves, which promote relaxation. So actually, picking up your phone first thing is causing your stress to go up, even if you don't feel it, okay? Because again, our body is so adept a lot of times at, like, we're just living in this heightened sense of stress that we don't recognize how stressed we are until we either crash or we change habits, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, you know what? I don't have a headache when I wake up, or I just feel more relaxed, or because I've made some habit changes, right? Okay, so by delaying screen time, you allow your nervous system to ease into the day, supporting a calm and focused mindset. So that's the first thing. Next is the 4-7-8 or box breathing. And this is just being aware of what your breathing is. So breathe in for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8, or you can try a 4-4-4. So breathe in for 4 and hold it for 4. So think about, I'm breathing in on the way up, I'm holding it for 4 on the way over, I'm exhaling for 4, a count of 4, and holding that for a count of 4. Okay. Um, your belly should, let's see, let me back up. This calms the mind and the body. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth is how you want to do it ideally. Your belly should expand with each breath. And so I think a lot of times we have to really think about, when I breathe in, is my chest rising or is my belly expanding? Okay. If we're really breathing and getting it into our system, our belly needs to expand and not just my chest rising when we breathe in. So practice slow, intentional breathing. It calms the stress response and activates the parasympathetic or the rest and digest system. Repeat this breathing 5 to 7 times, and ideally sit with your feet on the ground for grounding and focus on your breath. Okay, so you can do this when you wake up in the morning and just lay in bed, but ideally, even if you just sit, get your feet on the ground or get outside, even better. Focus on your breath and your breathing and just count. Part of that too is it's pulling us out of all the activities and all the stuff that's happening and out of our to-do list when we focus on counting and on our breath. Okay. All right. Another thing we can do is the vagus nerve massage. So turn your head from side to side, noticing any tension. Okay. So, and do it as far as you can. And I notice right away, there's a muscle down the back here that, yep, there's that tension. So gently and slowly massage behind your ears and down the side of your neck, to help your body shift into a relaxed state. So, and sometimes you can just hold, if you feel that tightness, you can just press and hold there, right? Um, you can also add magnesium or castor oil prior to the massage and use a gua sha stone. Another technique that I would highly recommend is I called it the neuro aroma technique, but I'm calling it now the aroma roller technique because that's really what it is. So we take our Valor, you can make it into little bitty rollers. You can also just, take your bottles or your roller bottle, right? Your bottles and put rollers on them. But we use Valor, we use Deep Relief, and we use Stress Away. And you literally are going from on the bone across your neck, or the bottom of your head, the mastoid bone. You start out at your right ear, and you roll that oil all the way into the middle. And you do that 3 times, right? And then you do it on the left side and roll it into the middle 3 times and up your spine on either side. I have a whole video on that. If you haven't done that before, I would, you can comment here and we'll get you the video, because it's so important to, first of all, again, it gets us into our body and paying attention to what we're doing. The oils help you with the aromatherapy. They bring you into the present. Valor, it gives you courage and confidence to face whatever you're dealing with. It just helps you slow down. It helps relax those muscles. Deep Relief emotionally is for exhaustion, and many of us are, when we're living in fight, flight, and stress, we are exhausted. Our body is exhausted. And Deep Relief, rolling that on second, really just helps again to relax the muscles and that tension, and helps emotionally to reset us. And then Stress Away is the last oil, which is so amazing for just that relaxation. And, that just really lets your nervous system reset. So we have a lot of tools that we can use for that resetting of the vagus nerve. Okay, tapping, that's another technique you can use. So lightly tap specific points on the face and upper body to calm anxiety and release emotional tension. Tapping literally is like you're taking your couple of fingers and you just tap, okay? If your sinuses are filled, you can kind of tap on your sinuses and move around. You can tap down here, this actually is a good spot, kind of around your collarbone, either side. If you're feeling really anxious, just tap on your body and breathe, okay? Because when you're tapping, you got to think about, what am I doing? Okay, I'm tapping. I mean, because we can just do this and not be paying attention. But if you really want to reset and get yourself out of that panic or out of that overwhelm or that rumination or whatever's going on, getting your attention on something else. So I'm tapping here and I'm breathing, right? I'm resetting. Maybe I grab an oil and I put that on and then I tap it. So that's another great option. Walking, stretching, dancing, and shaking the arms. These literally, you might feel so stupid, right? But literally you're just shaking, okay? Just do this for a couple of minutes, or dance, or just walk around, get up and move your body. These all release nervous energy and help the body process stress. Even 2 minutes can make a difference to release that built up stress, and it tells your body that it's safe. Okay, because it's like you're saying, okay, I know, body, you have lots of energy. We're going to release some of it right now. So getting up and moving. Of course, aromatherapy, using our calming oils like lavender, frankincense, vetiver, peace and calming to anchor your breath and shift your state. So applying it to your wrists, to your neck, right? And especially on those areas that are really tight, you can put oils on there, diffusing it, having your little diffusers, whatever they look like, around so that you can just have that close to you. Having it in your room is great. Having it close to you or on you is even better. Let's see. All right. Other great habits that will help heal and restore the nervous system is wearing blue light blockers. So in the evening, exposure to artificial blue light from screens can disrupt your body's natural production of melatonin, which is the hormone that helps to regulate sleep. Blue light blocking glasses or using apps that reduce blue light on your devices can minimize overstimulation so that the brain um, uh, I'm sorry, to the brain, allowing your nervous system to transition into a more restful state and improving sleep quality. And you can get, I wear glasses, but I have Young Living sent us some blue light blockers quite a while ago. And you guys, they will fit over my glasses. Now, the first few times I did this, I was like, okay, this feels kind of weird. It might look a little weird. Skylar thought I had new glasses the other day because I had them on. But this is a great, easy way to just, put them on over your glasses. Or if you don't wear glasses, put them on to help to start to minimize that blue lock. Also, put down your screens. If you're on your screen right up until the minute you go to sleep, you're going to probably lay there and for a while and your mind is going still, right? If you have those overhead lights on and you have all the, lights on all over, or the fluorescent lighting, especially, terrible for our brain because it overstimulates the brain. So shut off the lights or shut down the lights, use some lamps in the area, but put your phone down, and even turn off the computer, turn off the TV, ideally an hour or two before you go to bed, but at least 30 minutes. Okay. So make yourself go plug your phone in the other room and just allow yourself to relax, right? Read a book, do some journaling, take a warm bath. Spend a few minutes reflecting on positive moments or expressing gratitude can shift your nervous system into a state of calm. That also helps you prepare to go to sleep, okay? Which is the next thing, is our quality sleep, because rest is where repair happens. So supporting our better sleep by turning off the screens, using calming oils, and creating a wind down routine. Deep night essence and super magnesium are great options if your sleep is out of rhythm. Those are great options. We've had I think it's the Freedom Sleep collection that Gary created years ago. We have a Freedom Sleep and a Freedom Release collection. The Freedom Sleep, you actually need to do that one first because you have to get your body into sleep and regulate your sleep, and then you start to release the emotional stuff, right? So he says for a month you do just the Freedom Sleep collection, which I did a few years ago, a couple years ago, and you guys, it was so amazing. I got the best sleep. Well, I found that Aroma Sleep bottle the other day, and it was in the evening. I thought, oh, I'll just put this one in the diffuser. And as I was preparing for this class today, I was like, that was the night that I slept really, really well. And so, get out those oils. Find the oils that you haven't used for a while that might be about sleep or help you with sleep, and try something new tonight. Because that really does, sleep is when our body heals, and it's when it releases a whole lot of stuff. Connection and touch. So hugs, laughter, and time with people who feel safe to you are powerful regulators for the nervous system. Um, if we moved away from our kids last year, and I realized about a month ago, I'm like, I just haven't, because we moved, and so I don't have that close community connection. And I was like, it's been a long time since I've had a really good hug, right? From somebody other than maybe my husband. And even I just when I and then I was in a situation with my friends that they gave me hugs, and I was like, I could feel the shift in my body just from a good hug. So maybe you need to go hug somebody today, okay? You be the hugger. For those of us who aren't big huggers, there are sometimes that you just need to hug somebody. So all right, and then nature and sunlight is the other thing, is even 10 minutes outside can help lower your cortisol and elevate your mood, and it's a nervous system superpower. So get outside in the sun, in the nature, ideally with your shoes off if you can, and just be out there. All right, so make a shift with the Essential Solutions Kit. And we all need simple, easy to use tools for regulating our nervous systems on a daily basis. And this Essential Solutions Kit really checks all the boxes. So we have Stress Away, which I talked about earlier, but it's that deep breath in a bottle. It helps signal to your body that it's safe to relax and release mental overwhelm. And then we have lavender, which gently soothes the senses and helps ease your body into rest mode. This is perfect for winding down and creating a calm environment. Deep relief, I mentioned that one earlier too in the roller technique. It supports the release of physical tension held in the shoulders, neck, or jaw. And this is tension your nervous system reads as stress. And then there's Thieves, whether it's a roll-on or regular Thieves bottle. This is feeling supported physically, builds emotional safety. It helps keep your immune system strong so your body can focus on regulating. So we're giving our body what it needs so it can do what it needs, right? Purification clears the emotional and environmental noise and it helps you feel lighter, fresher, and more grounded. And peppermint, which is naturally energizing without the crash or jitters, and it's great for mental clarity and mood boosting. Other great nervous system options are lemon essential oil, which is very economical. It's emotionally uplifting and clarifying. It helps cut through the fog and reconnect you to motivation and forward movement. And of course, peace and calming, right? Nervous system reset in a bottle. It's powerful for calming the body, especially during moments of high stress or sensory overload. So some routines. This is just an idea of a way that you can build a rhythm your body can rely on. So simple tools that can create big impact. So in the morning, start the day with clarity and calm energy. You can do that by adding a drop of lemon to your warm water, again in a glass or stainless steel cup, gently wake up your digestion, support your liver function, and emotionally reset. It can also give you a little bit of brain clarity there. And then diffusing peppermint while getting ready to boost alertness and mood without the crash or the jitters. So it's like a little fresh air for your brain is diffusing peppermint. Midday, boy, okay, anyway, avoiding the crash and come back to center. So apply Stress Away to your wrists, your neck, or over your heart. Breathe deeply to interrupt the stress cycle and remind your body that it's safe. And sometimes just telling ourselves over and over, we're safe. I'm in a safe place. I'm being taken care of. I'm provided for. I'm protected. Whatever it might be is a great reminder to say to yourself throughout the day if you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed and panicky. Take a 10-minute walk outside, outside if you can, take a 10-minute walk anywhere, do light stretching or step outside. That physical movement is one of the fastest ways to reset the nervous system. And then in the evening, maybe you want to help your body shift into rest and repair. So rub peace and calming onto the bottoms of your feet or along the spine to activate your calm before bed. You could do that again with stress away or with lavender, whatever you have. But this is another peace and calming is a great option. You can put it on your chest as well. Diffusing lavender in your bedroom while winding down, it helps cue the body for rest, reduces overthinking, and supports deep sleep. And try turning off your screens 30 minutes before bed and dimming your lights. Your nervous system actually loves those gentle cues and will respond. Okay, we're starting to shut down. It'll allow that melatonin to start to be produced instead of the cortisol that's being produced when we're sitting looking at screens. And then bonus support for moments when tension builds or you need extra care. Use deep relief on your tight shoulders, your temples, or your lower back. That tension in your body often mirrors the stress in the nervous system. If you're feeling mentally cluttered, inhale purification or lemon to help shift that emotional fog and re-energize. If you're an extra stress day, add mineral essence to your water for calming and grounding mineral support. And some of you are like, I don't like mineral essence. I'm not adding that to my water. Add it to your Ningxia. You won't even taste it, okay? Because you just don't. And add some water to it. I have found the bigger the glass that I put mineral essence in, the less I taste it. So it really does work. Consider supplements to reduce cortisol levels. So adaptogens like ashwagandha are known to lower cortisol, which is the body's primary stress hormone. So by reducing cortisol levels, these supplements can help mitigate the physiological effects of stress, which often contribute to anxiety. We have Powergize, which happens to be 15% off this month on loyalty, and Endogize. Both contain ashwagandha. And then we also have Cortistop, which is an amazing supplement to help with those cortisol levels. So, all right, building your regulation toolbox. Create your own personalized toolbox for feeling grounded, balanced, and safe. So again, take a moment to reflect on and write down the tools that already help you regulate your nervous system. And then we can help you build the list. So the first thing is think of 3 foods that ground you. Think about the foods that help you feel nourished, steady, and energized. So like avocados, eggs, leafy greens, nuts, protein, whatever that might be for you. And then think of 3 practices that help you feel safe. So what activities or habits make you feel supported and secure? So things might be like deep breathing or stretching, journaling, hugging a loved one. If you're not sure what to do, I've found how sometimes you get caught up in looking at reels. There is a gal that she's on Facebook and it's the Positive PA. Let me actually put this in so she was a physician's assistant, I believe, and she has, oh, it's not, let me copy this. She's turned kind of holistic. And so she shows simple science-backed tools to calm anxiety, regulate the nervous system, and feel safe in your body. And she does just, like a minute long reel where she's one of the people that does all this movement. And because she's gone from stress and anxiety to more calming. And so she has some really great, very simple techniques that you can do. And I love that she actually does them for you so that you can see and you can join her in that. Okay. So it's, let's see, again, it's a Positive PA on Facebook and Instagram. I also like that she doesn't market other things yet. So she does have a little freebie handbook that talks about oils. Now, of course, I would only recommend Young Living oils, which is the third thing here. So 3 oils from the Essential Solutions kit that you love, or whatever your 3 oils are, so what have you tried that's helped you calm your mind or energize your body? So things like Stress Away, lavender, peace and calming, or maybe it's Idaho Grand Fir or Evergreen Essence or Sacred Mountain, because they're really, like when you smell those, you feel grounded and connected and just calm. Or maybe it's Rutavala, which that's a hard one for me, but gosh, it's so powerful to shut your mind down, right? Or maybe it's energy or peppermint or, who knows what. What are your 3 oils that you love that you just feel like, yep, these are really good for me and for my nervous system. So these are the tools that we have, right? We have to learn to use them. We have to actually use them, open the bottles, right? It doesn't do any good just to have this sitting on the shelf. It only works when I open the bottle and use it. So, make sure that you're doing that. All right, so your body is not the enemy. Um, your body is your home, okay? You're safe to slow down, to feel, and to reconnect. There's no need to rush your healing, and you can move forward gently and with care. So, by being here or by, attending any of these wellness hours that we do, those are all important steps in learning new things, but also in remembering that we're not broken, we're just human, okay? And that we're all on a journey. We don't have to do it all right now, but it's important to learn the tools and then to put them into practice. Okay. It only does so much good if I have it all up here, but I don't do anything with it. And so we need tools, we need support, we need space to heal, and we need to put it into practice. And we also need to tell other people about it. So don't just come to these classes or get this information and keep it all to yourself, because you guys all know somebody who's struggling with anxiety or with overwhelm or whatever it might be, that need some options. So we're all here for a reason. um we all, if you're here, you're taking steps toward living with more intention. You're choosing wellness, you're choosing toxin-free living, hopefully, natural support. But again, we can't stop there. We have to get started. We have to share. Okay. So if you're brand new to all of this, the best way to get started is by grabbing a Young Living starter kit. You can actually do that wellness collection that I showed earlier with the 6 oils. That's a great option. Even better is the premium starter kit with essential oils, because you get instead of 6, you get 12 essential oils there, and plus some Ningxia Red, and either collection gives you a diffuser to use too. Um, so you get most loved products, biggest savings, and everything you need to begin confidently. Don't miss out on loyalty rewards. Our wellness subscription has serious perks like free products, loyalty points back on every order, gifts just for showing up for your health. And it's a customizable monthly wellness box that you can pause or cancel at any time. And the best part of all of this is when you get started with Young Living is that you're not doing it alone. When you say yes, you gain access to our private community, which is part of what got you into this event here. Our private community is a space filled with real people who are here to guide, celebrate, and support you every step of the way. So what's next is to say yes. Tell whoever shared this video with you that you're ready to get started, or you have questions, whatever that might be. Say yes, get your kit, jump on loyalty, join our movement, because you're not just buying products, you're stepping into a lifestyle of purpose, peace, and possibility. And then once you say yes to that and you get your kit, we also want you to think about choose one daily nervous system practice that feels doable for you. Don't say, okay, I'm going to do 10 new things tomorrow, because you may not, or we don't want to overwhelm you. But maybe your one thing is like, okay, I'm not going to pick up my phone first thing. I'm just going to leave it sitting there, or I might carry it out. I take mine out of the bed, because I do sleep with it by my bed. I'll just be honest with you. I try to turn Wi-Fi off at least, but I'll pick it up and I take it out and I put it down. I don't stay on it. So I carry it out, but I don't look at it. Okay. And then my next thing that I've implemented is I don't drink my coffee, and like I said, for a half an hour at least. So I'm choosing one seemingly small thing, but when I'm practicing this, it's big things, I will say. But I'm doing one thing a day, and I add to it after I get, okay, I can do this part of it, and then I add the next thing, and then add the next thing. And it might just be deep breathing. It might be using essential oils or gentle movement for yourself. Whatever it is, focus on consistency, not perfection. And remember that healing happens one small step at a time. So be kind to yourself along the way. Your nervous system is ready for a new story, and one where you feel calm, supported, and free. And we are here to walk with you. And just remember, you don't have to figure it all out alone. We want to help you. So thank you for joining tonight. Thank you for watching the video. Again, get back with whoever shared this with you and let us know how we can help you. We can't wait to welcome you into our community.